everyone, it's Renee with Delaney Jane Cards. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are celebrating Keionna The Kraft therapist and her 500 subscriber milestone. She has 5 giveaways going on, and I will have all of the stuff linked below. But on the day that these are all announced, which is the 14th, she will have that on her channel. I will have that link below. But there are some amazing prizes. $100 Cricut supplies, the US only, 2 mini classes to Kit and Clowder, a $25 gift card to La La Land Crafts, $25 gift card to Honeybee Stamps, and $25 gift card to Simon Says Stamps. Some of these are US only. Most of them are US and international. Keionna does a lot of Cricut stuff. She loves her Cricut. She's been crafting for a couple of years now. She's pretty fluent with the Cricut and can probably teach even some of the best how to use it. I've heard her called the master. I haven't really watched too many other people to compare her to, but I would say she knows what she's doing completely, and I absolutely feel like I could take on a Cricut, like the actual newer versions of Cricut, based on just what she can teach me. I do have an old Cricut that is a cartridge one, and well, I don't use it very much anymore. So far I've talked for this whole thing here, and if you've been around my channel at all, you know that normally I go to my Copics, I go to paper piecing. I love pattern paper. But the thing that I love most about card making is personalizing a card. Making a card specifically with somebody in mind and making it exactly for them. So this card here is for my cousin's boyfriend. He is a motorcycle enthusiast, a Harley Davidson lover, a bike fanatic. He is a manly garage, fixes stuff kind of man. And well, some of the older techniques read masculine to me, like tearing paper and ink blending on the edges and just kind of collage-esque looking. And when I make a card, a lot of times it's about who I'm making the card for, and I enjoy that most about my cards, about making cards. I enjoy feeling the person when I'm creating the card for them. If it's a floral, I will happily get out my watercolors or colored pencils or Copics, and I will happily make it super personal. For this card, I wanted that layered, grungy look, and I went through my stash and I just started tossing stamps on my desk, one right after another, things that I thought could work, and I really was going for that kind of mixed media look for this card. So I stamped a lot of these images with distress inks and in colors that coordinated, and they are kind of random images from many different sets that I have. I wanted all the stuff in the background, but I didn't want it to be super prominent. But I didn't just want to have the pattern paper. That one with the letters is like torn. I did run that through an embossing folder, and I did show you that. It was a Cartabella. I crumpled it up and I inked the edges and made it super distressed. So here I'm just continuing to stamp all of these different images that I pulled, stars and sprockets and stuff. And then I wanted tire tracks, which I don't have. But this Pink and Main set has this strip of knitting. And if you ink it up in gray or probably black even, it looks like tire tread. So I thought, how fun would that be to put that on here in all different directions, since a motorcycle has, 2 wheels and they're in the straight line, so it would only leave one impression. Then I got this circle from Fiskars. It's kind of wonky there, and I added this background here from Simon Says Stamp with some gray pigment ink. Just adds so much to this, lots of layers and different things to pick out. This is completely the background. I normally don't work on backgrounds as much, but the reason I did this card for this challenge and that it's something that I love most is this is out of my comfort zone to add all these layers and this dimension and this inking and to tear pieces and to stamp in all sorts of crazy colors and to do this just in the background. I haven't even gotten to the stuff that's going to go on the front of this card yet. And I only did it because I really do love making personalized cards. I think that's what I love most about card making. I like all the techniques. I love to color. I love to make a card that says that person. Like this card says Kenny. There isn't another card that I have ever made that screams Kenny more than this card. The images that I'm going to use are from Unity Stamps. I have this guy. Isn't he cool? He's from a birthday set that they have. I thought that it was super fun. And then this is actually like one of their cheekier sets. It's a giant cake and it's got like a bajillion candles on it. And I wanted to stamp these out on this kind of cream colored pattern paper. I didn't really want to use too much white because everything looks so not vintage, but like dirty, like it was in the garage. And then I inked up the edges of my cake and the guy, and it was still plain. So then I decided that I wanted to get our little friend dressed. So I decided to stamp his shirt on this crazy kind of checkered pattern. It's such a small pattern that it works well with the size of our size and scale of this stamp. So I did what I always do. I fussy cut them out. I added the black around the edges, and then I shaded them with Distress ink. Normally I would have my Copics out and shade them with my Copics, but nope, I used Distress ink because it matched everything else that I had going on in the background. And here I'm just piecing in the parts of the shirt. This comes to life completely once you piece this. And I'm telling you, this is one of the reasons I love pattern like paper piecing is because it just adds so much character. It's just like one of the coolest ways to add character. So then once I did that, then I decided that I was going to decorate the cake the same way with a piece of pattern paper because why not? This was a special card for a very special person. So I decided I was just going to cut out the front of the cake, the like front panel. I wasn't going to worry about the top of it because I would have had to cut around all those candles. When I fussy cut, when I paper piece, it's the easiest paper piecing. I try to make it really easy on myself, and I shaded it before I even cut it out. Super like normal for me to do that. One of my habits is to try to shade it before. And then I went around the edges with the black marker again, just to make sure that it was going to look good with, the stamping. And then I decided to go ahead and adhere that down. And I was loving it. I was like, oh, it looks really good, but it needs a little bit more. So I pulled this sentiment, and it's hilarious. It says a year older and still firing on all cylinders. I thought, how perfect is that? I did, however, have to message my husband and say, there are cylinders in a motorcycle, right? When I was making this card, because I didn't want to put something on there and then be like, well, that was dumb. And then I wasn't sure how much of this card that I wanted to use. It's like a little date tab thing. So I went ahead and stamped the whole thing and ink blended on the whole thing, and then fussy cut it all out. Do end up only using a portion of it, but I really wanted to add this, especially this part that says remember this. I just thought that was pretty cool. So before I get any farther, I will tell you that I did lose a little bit of footage. What I did is printed out some images, black and white images of his motorcycle, of the entire motorcycle, and one of just the gas tank. And I cut them out, made them small enough, cut them out, and ink blended around them because I wanted them to look like little photographs. So here's kind of where I'm at. And then here, after I lost the footage, here it is. You can see all the pieces, and you can see how I attached everything with like staples and made it very masculine. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my card. I know it's something completely different for my channel. I don't normally do very masculine cards. I don't normally do collage type cards. Do you like that? What is your favorite part of card making? Is it a specific technique, or is it like me, being able to make it absolutely personal, something you cannot find in a store? So remember, this is part of a hop for Keionna, celebrating 500 subscribers. I'm going to go ahead and link her channel and the rest of the hop participants in the description box below. I encourage you to check everybody out. Like I said, there are lots of prizes, and I believe you just have to comment and like every video in the hop, and then as always, we appreciate it if you would subscribe. And thank you for stopping by, and as I always say, give cards generously. Bye.